Running a furniture business means sometimes you forget the before photo. Tragic, I know. But this solid mahogany tallboy, one of my absolute favorite kinds to redo. It was in pretty good shape, except for one leg where the previous owner's dog had really gone to town. I tackled that leg first, sanding down all the rough, chewed-up bits, and then filling many gaps with the 2-part epoxy wood filler. I usually grab Bondo for this kind of repair, but I've had good luck with this epoxy once before. Meanwhile, I roped my college-age daughter into removing all the hardware. She got sunshine, I got productivity. Everyone wins. Next, I scuff sanded the entire piece, sides, front, and all the drawers. Thankfully, the finish came off pretty easily, which is always a small emotional victory. For the top, I scraped off most of the first layer with my carbide scraper, then used my orbital sander and worked my way through the grits. I started with a 120 and did another round of a 220. Mahogany really loves to hang on to its finish, and so those last little bits, they're always the most stubborn. About an hour later, I went back to sand the wood filler, but even after that time, it was still soft in spots. I'm pretty sure epoxy gets old when it's been sitting around too long, and then it just refuses to fully harden. So I grabbed my 5-in-1 tool and removed all that old epoxy, digging out every nook and crevice until I was back to solid wood. Once everything was clean, I went back to my usual repair material, 2-part hardening Bondo. To rebuild the edge, I clamped a wooden slat right next to the leg. That gave me a hard stop so I could get a clean, square angle. For mixing and spreading, I use popsicle sticks. I have a lifetime supply left over from my kids' craft era, so they've been repurposed. I filled all the chips, holes, and bite marks, enough to fill the damage, but not so much that sanding wood would become a personality trait. After about 8 minutes before the Bondo fully hardened, I went in with a sharp putty knife and shaved down the thicker areas. This isn't an exact science, just don't go below the plane you're trying to fix. Once it fully dried, I used my orbital sander and sanded everything flush, paying attention to all the angles and making sure the corners stayed crisp. Then I removed the wooden shim and sanded the underside as well. Some of the missing chunks were pretty deep, so after sanding, I could see a few low spots where the Bondo and wood weren't perfectly level. So I went in with a second layer. This time I added a wood shim to the underside and applied another generous coat of Bondo. After it dried, I sanded again, using a relatively higher grit so I didn't remove too much material, and focused on keeping tight, clean edges all the way around. Even after all of that, there were still a few tiny areas that weren't quite level, so yes, I did another third light layer. Building Bondo in layers is completely normal, especially with deep damage. If you don't get it perfect in one pass, you're not doing it wrong. After this third round, everything was finally flush, clean, and solid. With all the patching done, it was finally time for stain. I applied a pre-stained wood conditioner, not shown here, and then used American walnut stain. The goal was to keep the warmth of the wood without pushing the deep red tones too far. I applied one coat to the drawer and the top of the dresser, let it dry, then gave it a light sanding. After that, I finished with wipe-on polyurethane using a sponge brush on the top drawer and the top. This is the part where it either all works or I pretend I meant to do that. Quick recap. In parts 1 and 2, I sanded this piece down, repaired a very dog-chewed leg twice, and added stain and polyurethane to the top drawer and the top. Next up was the hardware. I gave it a baking soda and vinegar soak, followed by a boil, and wow, were they dirty. Unfortunately, even after scrubbing with steel wool, they didn't look that much better. You'll see later that I ended up using a little gilding wax to bring some life back to them. I pulled out my spray gun and applied 2 coats of primer to help block the mahogany red from bleeding through. Primer is great at revealing things you didn't know were there, dings, nicks, and little imperfections that suddenly become very obvious. So I went back in with 2 rounds of Bondo glazing gel, sanding in between until everything was smooth again. For the color, I used Midnight Blue with my spray gun. The first coat came out pretty speckled, which gave me brief pause. I strained the paint, adjusted slightly, and that seemed to resolve the issue. Between each coat, I gave the dresser a light sanding. I ended up with 3 total coats applied in light layers, and in the end, it came together just fine. Next, I focused on the drawers, cleaning the insides and outsides thoroughly and adding feed and wax to the glide so everything slides smoothly again. I gave the drawer and top another light coat of wipe-on polyurethane. And for the hardware, I added a touch of bronze gilding wax, just enough to give it some polish without losing the vintage feel. And this is the final result. Honestly, this might be in my top 3 favorite pieces I've ever flipped. That deep, rich blue next to the warm mahogany just works. I refinished a matching nightstand at the same time, and you could see that whole flip in another video. I think some homeowner is going to be very happy with this set. Let me know what you think in the comments. My name is Meg, and I show you practical tips for refinishing and flipping furniture. Be sure to hit the follow button for more.